Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everybody. Oh, wait a minute now. Why is this not? Oh, there it is. Now it's on my YouTube. I was like, what is going on? Good evening, everybody. I need to design something for the boys' show. I am going to utilize an image from Coco Twins. I thought it was super cute and it reminded me of MJ and Diane Imani. So I'm going to use this to design a decal for their door. So yeah, you guys get to watch me do this for their door. And I got this from Coco Twins' website. I'm going to make a duplicate of this so that I can have a clean copy. How y'all doing this evening? Did not do a Q&A, had some work and things to do, but since I've wanted to design this for a while, I figured I would go live and share with you guys since I did not go live today, other than this morning. Well, and then I don't know what's going on with my oven, but yeah. So this gives you guys an opportunity to see how I'm going to set it up. I will, unfortunately right now, I cannot cut it, but I will cut it probably tomorrow or Wednesday probably. But I'm going to go ahead and get this all set up. Be sure to share in the craft room or share in the silhouette rooms and things like that. Make sure that you guys share. And I guess technically I could take this and turn it into like something for a print. But my original thought with this was for an adhesive vinyl decal. But you can use this like, I mean, once you design it, you can like pretty much use it for anything. I just was going to use it for an adhesive decal. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right, like I said, I got this from Coco Twins. This is an SVG, so it's already set up kind of for me. However, if, let's go merge, and let's say you had to do the one that was an image. All right, so I'm going to zoom out a little bit on this. You could, so this is all one PNG, right? So if you don't have a designer edition or above to open SVGs, you can trace it. So I'm going to put my box around it. I'm going to take my threshold down until I have nothing but the black areas selected. I think I can go up just a little bit more. So now I have nothing but the black areas. So if you look over here, it's all the black areas. And I'm going to hit trace. And if I fill this with color, remove the line color. If I pull away the back part of this, oh, well, you know what? The hair is a bit darker. Oh, but you know what? I think I might want to use this, or I might make this to where the hair is solid. So with this one, I actually supposed to come down just a little bit more. Hopefully I can separate the hair. Let's see if I come down to right there, maybe at 5%, 6%, 8%. 7%. So right here is where I needed to trace it. Boom, there we go. Now it looks exactly like this one. But now I think I might want to leave the hair like this. If you wanted the hair solid like this from the SVG, you would release compound path. I'm going to add line color back to this so that I can see the lines, and then click on the hair areas and just delete them. Then select everything and make it a compound path again. And now it looks exactly like the first one that I traced. See, looks exactly the same. So if you don't have, the eyeball is a little bit different, but if you don't have Designer Edition or above, you can still create vector designs, okay? So let me go ahead. I really don't need any of these. Put these off to the side. I don't know if I want to do this one or that one. So, and then let's type in here, B. And then Rose. I kind of have an idea of how I want this to be. And I already know what font I want to use because it's a kitty font. Kiko. I was about to use this for something else, and I was like, ooh, that'd be good for the boys. Ooh, but I don't like this one. I think I want to do all caps. And rotate it 90 degrees. Let's fill this in with some color so that I can see, and then send this to the back. Oops. Let's send it to the back. Why are you? There we go. Oh, it might be in the back. It's the same color. Yep, it's in the back. Okay. I'm going to ungroup this because I want the B to be here. I actually want them switched from how they were. And I think I want to extend the R. Oops. And bring this one. Make that one shorter since I extended that R. Let's go ahead and just convert this to a path. I don't need it as text anymore. And I'm going to take all of this, hold down Alt, duplicate it, because I don't know which version I want, with the solid hair or with the open area. And then I'm going to put an offset on this. Let's see. I don't want all of this in the middle. So I'm going to release compound path And a lot of people go in and start deleting stuff, but if you just hit weld, it makes it one solid outline. How did I zoom in so fast? I use keyboard shortcuts. I hit Z on my keyboard and then I make a box to zoom in. So when you hit Z on your keyboard, you're actually getting this, which is drag over shape to zoom. So no matter where, you can either click and it'll zoom in, or you can drag a box. But I like the keyboard shortcuts, Z, and that allows me to zoom in. Or this one, I pull up and pull back, pull out, pull in. Okay, their door is white. And I want this to be brown. Oh, maybe because it's the same color, Shakia. That's probably why. Okay, let me see. Do I want to weld it and it just be solid? Okay, I had an idea in my head, but now seeing this like this makes me want to change it. So, okay, I can do this one of two ways. So I'm selecting basically all of the brown areas, not them like the image in the middle. And I'm just going to weld this. So I can make it to where it's just welded and then this piece is in the middle, but I'm not layering this. It's all going to be one. So I would make this a compound path, but I don't like how that, and I figured that was going to happen with the way that it's cut out. It's going on a white wall. That's going to look crazy. This part needs to be brown. Yeah, and if I do that, that's taking out the wrong part. So I'm going to do it on this one. Let's do another offset and hit apply and then weld the outside one and then make all of that a kaha. There we go. So basically what I did was okay, how can I explain this? How compound path works, or even when you just subtract it out, it works in twos, right? So I'm going to just kind of put a couple shapes here. Let's put a star here. And let's put a circle in the middle. Okay, I did not, okay, so well, I guess let me kind of go back and make a duplicate of this. And okay, so their door is white. And while, I mean, here, if you are doing different colors, it would work. You know, I could do the brown, I can do the black on top because the outline would be brown, I mean, black, and their hair and stuff, and then their skin would be brown. But I only want to do a single color decal. I'm not trying to do too much, right? So if I just in order to make it a single color, it has to cut out. So if I just subtract that from it, their face looks kind of weird to have the brown, but with the white, like without the black. It looks a little weird. So I basically put another offset so that what is solid stays solid and what is open stays open, even though there's an outline around it. Kind of confusing, I know. But that's how subtract and like all that works. So like if I were to take these two and make them a compound path, it just takes out the circle here. If I were to take this and make it a compound path, let's undo. So if I take all three of these and make them a compound path, yeah, so it's this and this in the middle. But if I take all three of these, and that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Not the way I'm trying to show you how it operates, because it's supposed to flip. Oh, let's do it like this. Let's add an offset. Okay, so if I take these two and I make them a compound path. No, I know what I'm trying to do. Excuse me. All right, I'm going to take these two inside ones, right? And I'm going to make them a compound path. Now, you see that the box, I really didn't need these. The box is highlighted and the circle is open in the middle. But if I add another line to it and then make that a part of the selection and then make that a compound path, and we're going to fill it back with color. Now it's the outline and then the circles in the middle, and then this part is gone. So by adding the additional offset to it, it changed the way that it looked. So I'm going to undo and kind of just show that again. I did not need this part here. And let's release compound path. And I'm just going to make everything a different color so that you can see the color changes. Okay. So if I take the orange and the yellow and I make it a compound path, the yellow goes away and you can see through the orange. But if I now take the orange with the cutout and the blue and select it and make it a compound path, the orange goes away and now I have a blue outline and the circle part comes back. So basically that's what I did here to reverse the colors. Now I'm going to do this another way also. So I'm going to take my original and duplicate that by holding down Alt. And I want to, but I wonder if that's going to give me too many. Okay, let's see. All right, I'm going to, oh, did I already weld this? I did already weld it. I don't have any of these in the original form. Oh, that's not good. I guess I have to come back down to this one. Oh, I missed duplicating something somewhere. I normally have 1,000,001 duplicates, and I missed duplicating somewhere because that's welded. So let's recreate this. Release compound path. Add my line colors so that I can see where everything is. Click on the hair and delete it. And select all of bros, group it together. And let's make this a compound path so I can see it again and move everything back into place. And don't forget to make a duplicate, Shakia. Okay, send to the back. Okay, let's put our first offset. And because it had a line color, it's just showing that. So I'm going to make it red. I'm also going to fill it with color so you guys can see. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're going to release compound path and we want this to be solid. So I'm just going to hit weld. And that's giving me my offset as well. I'm going to do another offset on this. And I think I want that one to be a little bit bigger. And I'm going to hold down Shift, select B and Bros, come over to Modify and subtract all. And then this piece, in the middle, I'm going to make it a compound path. Send it to the back. Remove the line color. Oh no, see, it's still backwards. Hold on. I need 2 lines. Oh, that's giving me way too many offsets. All right, that means this has to come out because I don't want it to cut the B off too much. And then bros, let's move y'all up some. Bring this out like this. Bring the B down, hold down. So I'm going to select B and bros. Let's just group those together. Hold down Shift. Click on that offset and subtract. Then I can select everything in the middle. And let's make sure I'm getting what I want. So I'm going to pull this to the back. Make everything this brown. Oops, not the back. And then I'm going to drag and select just the image. Hold down Shift, select the white, make it a compound path. See, I don't like all the extra boxes around it though. Unless maybe I'm going to undo a bunch of times again because I probably should have did subtract all. I'm going to take this, the B-Bros, and put an offset around those. And then another offset. And then we're going to take the 2 offsets. I'm going to fill them with color so you can see what I'm selecting. Let's do a different color. So with these, I'm going to make them a compound path. And then these 2, make them a compound path. So you see, I get a ring around it. And then for this piece here, I'm going to do an internal offset. That's going to be a little bit like I want it to be here. And let's make that a color. I like to fill things in with color just because it's easier to select things when they're filled with color. And I can just see what I'm selecting and what's going away when I do certain things. So I'm going to click on what I made teal. I'm going to do the same thing I did before and cut out the bead row. So I'm going to go and subtract. Then, oh, wait, no. Okay, hold on. Yes. MJ, not right now. Okay. Undo. Okay, so the orange one I don't need. Nope. It's the orange one I don't need. I want to cut this out, but I want this to weld inside of here. So I need an offset on this one. Okay, let me see if this is going to come out how I want it. I'm going to go subtract. And then subtract all. And then I'm going to select everything in the middle. Make it a compound path. Let's make this brown. Okay, so that's right. And then if I weld this, it's too many lines going on in the middle. Well, I guess I technically could get rid of these lines because the outline is there. Then it basically just becomes their middle part. So yeah, let's do that. I could have designed this a totally different way, but since I didn't, I'm just going to cut this off here. And I'm going to cut it off here and delete that piece. No, that makes it so far away. I know what I want it to look like, but I'm not there yet. Like I want the outline, but it's too many outlines in the middle. That's way too many outlines. It's like I kind of want the I want it like this, but I want the outline around it to connect. So I'm missing something because this is welded. I'm missing a step. Okay, I'm going to fix it from this one. This is how, when you know how to use the tools, you can figure out how to fix things. Oh, you know what? No, okay, so I'm going to copy this. I'm not going to duplicate. I'm not going to paste it just yet because I want to release compound path. So I'm going to add line color. I'm going to release compound path. All I really want is this initial outline. So I'm going to hold down Shift, click there, and I'm going to delete everything else. Oh, come on, don't move. All right, and then I'm going to right click and paste in front. Okay, I need to redo this offset. And I need to cut this. So I'm going to go to modify and subtract. Dang it. Nope, that's fine. I can always bring it back. So I'm going to go subtract. And delete that. And delete this. Temporarily make it a different color. Paste in front. Send this to the back. Okay, so now this right here, I want to put an offset on. Damn it, I should not have deleted the other one. It's okay. So I'm going to put an offset on this one. Let's make it slightly smaller. And then I'm going to put another offset and make that one slightly bigger. And then I'm going to select the two offsets that I just created. And make them a compound. Whoa, what the heck is going on here? Oh, goodness. Did I not have this selected? Okay, that's selected. And now I'm going to have to do this whole thing again of release compound path. Delete everything. Internal offset. And subtract, delete. Actually, don't need any of these. Paste in front. It wasn't enough. I cut out too much. Actually, I should have left it where it was. Undo. Sorry, y'all. I'm trying to figure this out as I'm going through it. I know what I want, just have to design it. So bring this to the front. Why is there a hump there? Okay, let's fix this because I have no idea why there is a hump there. Delete point. Let's bring this down like that. And modify, subtract. Paste in front. Weld. Aha. Took me long enough, but I got my outline around. I went about it the long way, but I did get my outline. Now that I've gone about it the wrong way, I'm gonna show you how to do it the easy way. But this is what, like, sometimes you'll end up doing things the long way because you have basically like what I like to call the design ends up developing in a certain way. So you end up kind of going about it, like I said, the long way, but there definitely is an easier way to make this design if I knew this is what I wanted. See, I didn't really know how I wanted it to look. So I went through a couple different variations, but now that I kind of have it the way that I want it to look, I can actually do this a lot easier because it really is now just the original image. So, okay. So I could go through this and remove this part, but it's not necessary. Now that I kind of know how I want it to be, I'm going to show you the easier way to do this. All right. Let's go back to where? I guess let's go back to this one. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the basic steps to get to how I eventually, I kind of went through a bunch of different ways of doing it and I did not like them. And I figured out what I wanted by doing a couple different things. But had I known I wanted to do that way, like from jump, these are the steps that I would have taken, which is like, it's really going to be a couple steps to get it to be like that. So we're going to send the bead rows to the back. We're going to go and do an offset. Wait, that's one. Okay, MJ. This is one offset. Wait, no, which way did I want it? That's not the final one. So this is one offset cut and then, okay. I think my B needs to be centered more. Okay, so on this one, this is the original one, and I could have just stayed with this one. Well, I removed the hair. So we're going to go offset Okay. And apply. I don't like the size of this bee. Let's make it a little bit bigger. And I'm pulling it out because if I leave it here, once it crops, this bee is going to look very weird. I'm going to make it a different color. So it's like, it's going to cut it off. So I'm pulling it out so that I can still have a separation here so that it still looks like a bee. And then bros, I'm going to bring this out slightly and then ungroup and move the bee down slightly as well. Okay. Now this one, because I did an offset and there's all these open pieces, I don't need all this. If I subtract it, I'm going to end up getting all these little pieces here. So I'm going to release compound path and weld. This now makes that part solid. I'm going to hold down shift, click on, well, I'm going to group together bros and the bee. I'm going to hold down shift, click on the offset, and I'm going to subtract. Now I'm going to put an offset around this, like around everything basically. So there's an offset there. I'm going to make that one, actually I can leave that size, and I want the inside to be a corner. So everything is sharp. I'm going to hit apply. I don't want the middle parts here. So see how that looks? I don't want any of that. So I'm going to release compound path. Oops, wrong part. Let's click on the outside. Let's make that a different color. So I'm going to release compound path, deselect the parts that I want to keep, and weld this part. Reselect all of those little areas. So I'm going to change the color so that you can see what all I have selected. I have all the outside parts. I'm going to hold down shift, select the B bros. So now I have just, oops, no, I don't have just that. Now I have just that outline selected, and I'm going to make that a compound path. Oh, I am missing something right here. Oh, maybe there's, wait, is there something there? Nope, there's nothing there. I think I welded it, but it's okay. Now I'm going to do another offset. That one I want rounded, and I want that one to be 1.5. Apply, hold down shift, select the original outline, make it a compound path, and I'm going to make everything brown and no line color. So see now on this one, I don't have, it's the same results, looks exactly like this one, but the difference is see how this has this connection right here. It has connections right here, like all through here. Now on this one, it's like it's just cut away and there's just an offset around the entire thing. So there's no little connector pieces on the inside. And I'm kind of glad that this went away because I think now I don't want this one. So I'm going to double click, hold down shift, drag and select all of these edit points and hit delete point. I don't know, undo with, or without. Or, I have to think about whether or not I want that on there or not, but yeah. So I didn't know exactly what I want. So I went through a couple different ones. And so this one was the more difficult one to figure out. But when you know how to use the program, you can still get the results you want without having to start all over. But this, had I known exactly what I wanted, those would be the steps to get that. Let's see. What does compound path mean? Oh, you'll have to probably watch it. So compound path is basic, like it has a lot of different meanings. It's not just one thing. It's how you create cutouts. It's how you release all of the shapes. So this is all one compound path, meaning like this is made up of a bunch of different shapes, but it looks like, let's put line color on here. Not fill color. Let's put line color on here and make the fill color darker. So if I release this, it's a bunch of different shapes. So in this case, when you make something a compound path, it basically takes away, subtract the top layer from the back layer. So it kind of sort of operates the same way as subtract. It's also how you create the center of letters. So if I release compound path on this, I could make this whatever I want. So I'm going to ungroup, and let's say I wanted to make this a star in the middle instead of the regular R. If I make these a compound path, it takes that out. But making compound path is also about just making things like just one. If I were to take my knife and split this in half, I've created a break in this. So I can never, undo. And I'm even going to bring these closer together. So sometimes you might see something and it's like this, and you're like, okay, it's solid. Let me fill it with color. It's never going to fill with color. If I double click, there are red dots right here. You have to connect the red dots in order for them to attach and close. But if I double click, there's red dots here. If I double click on this one, there's red dots here. They will never connect because they're separate. But if I make them one element by selecting both pieces and making them a compound path, now when I double click, I get the edit points for both. I can now take these red dots and connect them, and it fills with color. So there are a lot of different ways that you would use Make Compound Path. If you take my Essentials to Silhouette Studio course, I really break that down. That is available on the Academy site, academy.silaholics.com. So if you take the Essentials to Silhouette Studio course, that's going to really break all of that down for you. So yeah, this is still going to be a lot of weeding. I was trying to do it where it was minimal weeding, but this is still going to end up being a lot of weeding, a whole lot of weeding. I really didn't want to weed all this, and there's a lot of thin parts on this. I really did want this reversed. But it's going to look weird reversed on their white wall or their white door. Now, see, this looks weird like this. didn't want to have to do all this weeding tomorrow, but oh well, I'm going to have to because I just wanted it to be one color. Yeah. And then let's put their name. Oops. Start the A on this side. All right, let's do a little text to path. Oh, that's another thing too. You see how all of this is separated? I can also use make compound path to make it where it's all one. Or you can use group also. But there's a reason when you use group and when you use make compound path. Again, all that is in the course. All right, I'm going to hold down Shift and Alt, make a circle. Let's remove the color from that circle. Bring this down some. So the size of your circle and like the angle of it will determine how your letters arch. And I want mine to have more of a steeper arch. Well, not as steep of an arch. So I'm going to go there and we're going to double click on Zion Imani's name and put it here at the top. And then double click on, okay. So for MJ's name, in order for it to show the correct way, I'm going to have to place Zion Imani's name. And I'm on, let's do MJ's name first because it'll help me place Zion Imani's own. So I'm going to make a duplicate of this. I'm going to take MJ's name. Uh-oh. We're going to drag it down to the line. It's going to go upside down. We're going to push it in towards the inside. And that made it where now it's all bunched up together. I'm going to pull this near here. Okay, that's a good spot, but it made it to where it's jumbled up. But I also need it to go to the outside. So we take this slider and we move it down and his name goes to the outside and the letters spread back out. Now to lock it in place, convert to path. I'm going to bring this back up here to line it up. And then delete that original circle and bring this back just a little. And now I can use where his name is to position Zion Imani's name. See, I wanted it to actually curve more. Or let's just see if I move Zion Imani's name to there. Yeah, see, MJ's name is long. I want it to actually curve more, so I need to adjust the circle. I want it to, let's see. I think I like it that way. Let's see how it is directly underneath. And right above. Nope, I think I like it better where it was. Yep, good enough for me. Oh, and then y'all said without. I probably should have spread Zion Imani's name out some more. But yeah, that's that. That's the decal for the boys' door. That's what they call themselves, B-Bros. Big brother, little big brother, baby brother. So they're B-Bros. Actually, no, that one I want there. It was only the ones close to them because that separates it. That would look, yeah. I kind of wish I still had that one there, but no, that one I want to stay there. It was just only those two at the bottom that I didn't really care for. And those B-Bros are about to get in trouble. They're in that room playing. I just want to see what this would look like with the hair cut out. So let's go. Release compound path. Group. Bring that to the front. and make that a compound path. Oh, yeah, it's not bad, but yeah, I like it better solid. So you can see the difference in, I mean, it just, to me, this just adds a little bit more depth to it because this is just open. So I do like the fact that their hair is solid. Yep. Any questions before I jump off of here and go finish watching Married at First Sight? It's really hard to see when you have color black, even though the lines are a lighter color. It would be nice if lighter color while working then change to black. Oh, I think you're probably very far behind because it's changed to a couple different colors. So yeah, I think her video might be might be delayed. I'm not sure if she's watching this live because I changed it through a few colors. But I also tried to talk through what it was. For me, it's easier to see it when it's black because I have to see it in the color that I want to design in. But yeah, I mean, I changed it to brown, so I'm not sure if yours is further back. Think she's not on the live video because I think I did black in the beginning. Yeah, so she'll catch up. No, well then what black are you referring to? I haven't been on black in like forever since the beginning. What black were you referring to? Because I haven't used black since the beginning and I started using brown. And then a bunch of other colors. Oh, what for you? It's easier for you to see it when it's lighter? This was more of a watch me work, and that's how I see it better. Like for classes, I do try to change them, and I normally use like a lighter gray, but I wasn't really thinking about that one for this one because it was more of a watch me work than a tutorial or a class. So it's a little bit different than doing a class or a tutorial. If you're saying as far as you being able to identify certain parts and see them. And I'm also doing this the really hard way because I can just split this and adjust my edit points. I really was doing that the hard way. I'm doing all this to see if I really want to remove this part. So I may go back and play around with this because I think I might actually like it now that I think I didn't like it and it looked weird to me because the bottom one didn't have it. But now that the bottom one has like that area, I think I might want to keep the other ones. I don't know. Maybe not still. Nah, I like it the way it is. All right, I'm done. I did all of that for nothing, but that's what happens sometimes when you're designing. You go through a couple different designs and don't know if you're going to like it. But I like it better this way. So. Oh, well, I couldn't control that. So when you're talking about like this, when I put it here, I mean, but that was still, or this part right here. I'm not sure part you're referring to because I'm like, wait, it was just the one black part, and I just released it just so that I can remove it. And yeah, so if you're referring to that part, I only did that so that I can see. Do I even have? And nope, I did not keep a copy of that one. Oh, here's one here though. So if you're just trying to figure out what I was selecting, all I did was release compound path. Just so that, I mean, you would know when you have your design and the areas that you want to cut out, you'll kind of know what they are. I was able to see it. I just needed to select his hair. So for me, it didn't matter what color it was. I just held down shift and I just clicked the parts of his hair and then deleted everything else so that it left this part. All right. So hopefully, I mean, I know it's a lot, but I wanted you guys to see that sometimes it takes a lot, like it can take a lot to come up and develop a design. This one was, for me, it was quite simple, but I know for others it's not. That's why it is very important if you want to be able to just design whatever your heart desires and like really go through and do changes like this, you have to learn the program. You have to learn the why, not just the how. And you have to understand, why you would subtract, why you would weld. Why did I have to make an internal offset to get it to weld properly, and like all of those different things. That is what, I try to teach in my classes, is the why, not just the how. Because you can easily take something like this if it was made, and then you can ungroup it and you can add colors to it. You can add other items to it. If you had this already made, it would be easy to, I was actually just helping someone. So if I wanted to go over here and I wanted to add this to a chip bag, you can take a lot of elements and then just add them to something. But in order to truly design, there's certain steps that you have to take and things that you have to kind of know about if you're trying to like fully design something. But I would easily be able to take this and put this in the middle and add all types of other things to it to make a chip bag design. So let's say if I made this blue, I don't know. I mean, it's be printed, so I could have made it where I could add the color back in. But just adding text, changing your your nutritional facts, or adding like different things to it, it's a lot easier when you're just, an element is already made for you and you're just bringing it in. But if you want to be able to design, crop, like to create something like this, you're creating your own. Now, I didn't have to recreate, I didn't have to know how to make the image of the little boys. I mean, in those, I probably could have. It's a series of drawing lines and shapes and using your draw curve tool. And I could have, put this together. But Coco Twins did an amazing job of already having the file for me. I just had to go in and add text to it. I could have kept this very, very simplistic, very simple by just putting the, not really doing all the other stuff, putting this off to the side, putting this off to the side, and kind of just combining them together to where they are now, oh shoot, that was the JPEG image. It's going to fill in all weird. It's going to fill in like a pattern. Because this is a JPEG image and I wasn't selecting the color. I should have gone for that one. You have to go to the color palette and select it. So it's going to take a little minute. It might even shut down because it's trying to now fill all of those areas with that JPEG pattern. It's going to act crazy as crap right now. Any questions while this is going cuckoo crazy? All right, I don't know what that is now going to do. It's going to take forever and a day to pop up. See, it basically filled in like a pattern, but I just wanted to sample the brown. So if I just did this, hey, this is kind of a starter place to start. You bring this in, you bring in your fonts. And I mean, even if you were to do something as simple as like just to kind of give it a little something, you could go offset. And let's just make that 0.15, apply. Now you do have to kind of, again, know a little bit to know that you would have to release compound path and then weld it for it to be solid. But then you can do like minor edits, like bring this to the front, select these and subtract all. So it does have like where it cuts out a little bit. So those are like basic and simple things that you can do to create your own custom designs where it looks different from how anybody else's looks. But it is important to learn the why, not just the how. What would cause your magenta to print black in your sublimation printer? If you have you done a lot of print heads? Did you recently push air through the vent? It might just be where some ink, extra ink kind of seeped over there. You can take them out and make sure that it's not contaminated inside the cartridge. Clean the inside. If you go and do that and the magenta cartridge is still magenta, it's not black, then just do a print head cleaning and that should clear that up. Speaking of sublimation, don't forget to go over to shop.silaholics.com to order your sublimation ink, sublimation paper. The Honestly Speaking brand, we are known as Team 365. And I'm trying to pull this over. There we go. So you can order your sublimation paper from here on the site. We are known as Team 365. You can sublimate. I'm going to actually change this as low. I can actually go 360, but to keep with brand, we say 365 because you can go like 365 anywhere between 30 and 45 seconds. If you have a pretty decent heat press, you should be able to get a good print with those settings, or you can go, some people do 375, 40, like 375 for 30 or 45 seconds, but you are able to sublimate way lower than 400 degrees and faster than 60 seconds. All right, and then we also have our sublimation ink. We have kits that makes it very convenient for you to set up your workforce printers that uses cartridges. There is no approved, no real system for the 7820 and the 7840 yet, but we do have the 802 or 812 empties with no chips on them that you can use to convert that. Watch my video on that. We also have pigment inks. So if I go back home, oh wait, there we go. We have pigment inks for all of your regular print needs for like those chip bags, those labels and things like that. So be sure to go over to shop.silaholics.com for all of your Honestly Speaking products. Is the Adobe program a good program to invest in? I mean, I do. I use Photoshop quite often. That is where, I have created thumbnails and things like that in Silhouette Studio. Just kind of want them to look a little bit different. So I use Adobe a lot to create things. I mainly use Photoshop and Illustrator. Oh, my Illustrator isn't even open, but I mainly use Photoshop and Illustrator. Let's see. I create all types of different things in here. So I interchange between both Adobe and Silhouette Studio. Did you check it first? Is it mixed? You may not need to flush. So check your cartridges first and see what the issue is. See if there's if it has been contaminated. See if there's black on the bottom and maybe that's where it was. If there's nothing, if there's no pool of ink underneath your cartridges, then just do a print head cleaning and that should clear that up. If doing the print head cleaning doesn't clear it up, then you can go to the push air video and then just search YouTube, Honestly Speaking, push air, and it will come up. Where I got this image from, Coco Twins. Let me see. Do I have... I'll put her website here for you. Copy and Cocoa Twins is where the image came. Well, the SVG, or it comes in an SVG, a JPEG, and a, well, no, this particular one, because they have the little boys and the little girls, comes in an SVG and a PNG only. Did you do the print head cleaning after you checked it? So have you checked your cartridges? And then also post the picture. So if you guys, for questions like this, you guys don't have to wait to try and catch me live. Go over to our Facebook group, Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. Okay. Make sure that you guys are utilizing that resource as well. You don't have to wait for me to be on live. You can go over to our Facebook group, Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. Drop your questions there. When you have questions like that, drop those questions, drop those pictures. The more information that I have, that the group has, we can help you help answer your questions. So definitely go over to Honestly Speaking 365 Sublimation. Drop your question, drop the pictures with it so that I can see what's going on with your cartridges. Okay. Thank you, Hans. All right, y'all, let me get off of here so I can go and, oh, that was your mug. I know. So that I can go and watch Married at First Sight, or at least some of them. I'm like really, really far behind this this season. I am also recording. I am live from Florida. I am in South Florida. There's another Patrice that's also in South Florida from Craftable Things. So hello, neighbor. You're watching from Florida and I'm recording from Florida. Okay, y'all, I shall talk to you later. Have a great, oh, let me see. Hold on. One more question, I guess. When my Epson 7210 runs out of ink, would I need to purchase pigment ink and cartridges from you, or can I? No, you have to buy refillable cartridges. You have to purchase the cartridges from us. Yes. So for you, you would go to the site and you would purchase the, you don't need another chip resetter. The chip resetter that you have from the first one works. It works on all the cartridges. You would purchase this one, which is the quick start kit. So if you don't want to fill your cartridges yourself, you would purchase the quick start kit. Or if you want to fill them yourself, you would purchase the DIY kit. This, I don't have another picture for it, but it's this one. It's the DIY kit. I have to retake the picture for this one. This just doesn't have the chip resetter. And the cartridges are not pre-filled. They are empty, so you would have to fill and prime them yourself. This DIY kit, the quick start kit, they come pre-filled just like the sublimation one that you purchased that had everything there. This would be the same way, but you don't need the chip resetter. You would get this one. Awesome. Yep, I'm about to get off. You are welcome. Which printers require the chip resetter? Any cartridge based printer can utilize the chip resetter except the 7820s and 7840s. It does not work on those chips, but any of the cartridge based ones, so the 212s, the 202s, 220s, and 252s, it will work on those. I'm not I mean, is it worth it? I mean, 150, I mean, I forget how much they even cost retail. I mean, there's a whole 4 out. I mean, maybe if you can get it like for 125, they'll go down to that. But yes, I mean, they literally all do the exact same thing. They all do the exact same thing. Having the 2 blade carriages from the 3 and the 4, if you're not one that does cut and sketch or kind of do 2 different settings at the same time, that's not going to be beneficial to you. I get a lot of stuff done with my 2 and my 1, which only has 1 blade carriage. So between the 3 and the 4, other than the size, like, and then there's like a few things like the what is that thing called? Matless cutting for paper, which really makes no sense. So there really isn't a major difference between it. Silhouette America just wanted to keep changing up, and to add new features, they keep adding new machines instead of doing like Cricut and having a basic machine and then having an upgraded machine. Like, I think they could have left the 3s or even left the 2s and then just had an upgraded machine. So they have 2. But they go and it's all one. Like, they just make this one big change, but they are all the same, pretty much exactly the same. The 4 just makes for, I think, like, they have the road, like they have smart blades. So they have like a craft blade. They have, I believe there might be a rotary blade. Yep. And some other blades. So that's really it. But if you're just doing regular cutting, a 3 definitely is going to do you just fine. Hello. All right, I'm getting off topic from just watching me design. It's not necessarily a Q&A. I did not do a Q&A. I'm going to kind of pull away from so many of the Q&As. I've done so many of them. You guys can definitely utilize my Facebook groups, Silaholics Anonymous, Silhouette Help, Honestly Speaking 365, to post your questions. I'm going to try and keep the lives geared towards a specific like topic or project, and only do the live Q&As maybe like twice a month. So yeah, be on the lookout for those, because I've done quite a few of them, answered a lot of questions, and it's not a lot of times the same like repeat questions. Take advantage of the groups. I am there to help and assist, guys. So definitely take advantage of my Facebook groups and post your questions there. Post your questions in the group. Don't be afraid of not getting your question answered. If I'm not able to answer right then and there, I do try and get back to all of them if someone has not commented on a post. Okay, so utilize the groups. That is what they are there for, and for you to share your projects from everything that you have learned, and just, you know, celebrate your accomplishments, that you sublimated a mug, that you sublimated a shirt, that you made a chip bag, that you made a label, that you made your own logo. Feel free to post all of those things in our Facebook groups, okay? Could the 2 boys be flipped? I have 4 boys. What do you mean by flipped? I'm not sure. What do you mean by like just to make them side by side? Oh, you're very far behind. Oh man, she's far behind. I think she's far behind. Is she? I wonder if she means to do it. I mean, you can either put them side by side, but you also can flip it horizontally to where they are like this. But then I would actually take so that you don't have this weird little piece here. I'm just going to copy this and open in a new window. I'm going to go over to replicate and mirror left or right. It doesn't matter which way you go. So let's say we went like this, or you can mirror to the right. And you can then weld them. And then so that these kind of mesh together, I'm going to, I'm going to copy this one. I'm going to release compound path and weld it. I'm going to do a small internal offset. Then I'm going to take this and subtract. Oops, I'm sorry. No, it is subtract, but I have to bring this to the front and subtract. There we go. And then right click, paste in front and weld. And now they're one. So it can be either way. Or you can stack. Let's see. And you would have to do a lot of work to get it to stack, but you can do like that also. The one on the bottom, on the top, and then side by side. Oh, I mean, you're trying, no, so this came like welded together. You would have to, if you're trying to say like basically to flip them, oh, you would have to do a lot to kind of flip them, to really flip them. You would have to do a lot. Yeah, you'd have to do a lot for that one. Yeah. That's probably going to be your best bet, is just to put them side by side. Yeah, if you're trying to make it look like a kind of growing, yeah, you would have to do a lot for that one. Hopefully these kind of give you some insight and those help. Okay, I'm gone for real this time. If you have any more questions, Catherine, just drop it in the silhouette group. Okay. All right, guys, have a great one. Good night. Peace.